So guys, this is another system that we installed on a commercial farm in the Midlands. Now this is only a single phase and its bills weren't that high, so we decided to go with a 5 kilowatt inverter and 17 panels. South is actually this way, so we have panels on either side of the roof. The equipment is up here and it is about say 80 meters from the house. In this case, communication is vital. So we had to get the client to actually do is we're not responsible for communication. So otherwise we'd have to run a hardwire cable, Cat6 communication cable from the modem up there down to this location here, which I wasn't really in favour of doing because it could deteriorate over time. So there is special equipment that you can get and companies that can come out and actually do communications for you. However, that has a battery on it. So currently in this weather right now, his system is generating 1.9 kilowatts and he's sending 100 watts back to the grid. So he's off grid. He's off grid right now at the moment. He has a hot water eddy up there as well for heating the water for himself. And again, the communication is vital. So if the communication is not working properly between the house, the modem, and the inverter, the AC unit, you will have obviously a breakdown of communication. So you could have phantom readings. In other words, the system could be showing you it's generating 2,000 watts when it's generating nothing, or the battery could be discharging, or house could be, it could be all over the place. So it's vital for the communication side of things, and this is a good example. The problem there is that the dongles here are outside, we can't see them.
Everyone talks about living off grid. What is living off grid? Is it when you have an energy surplus and you're providing for yourself?
Okay, yeah, well look, any systems that we put in, you see this goes right back to the start. The site survey and the risk assessment. What's involved in it? How many panels do you need? What's the bills? What's causing that surge of power? Do you know what I mean? So you need to do an NCT on the property. You need to figure out what type of system is more valuable to the client. What's going to future-proof the client? Are they getting electric cars? Are they getting an air-to-water heat pump? Where the panels are going to go? Does it need to be optimized to get the best value from it? This system is not optimized. It doesn't need to be. It's quite high. But 95% of my systems around the country would be fully optimized because you get a far better return, and the payoff time then is 3 to 4 years. If you don't optimize it, install right, it could be 10 years. You know? I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Was it hard to install the panels on this roof, considering it's a farm shed, not a typical tile roof?
No, height. We used a cherry picker to get up here. As you know me by now, like I have an obligation to lad safety, so putting ladders up there and bringing panels up wouldn't be a smart idea to do. Crosswinds or anything like that could take the panels away and the lads with them. So we need to have the lads harnessed on the roof, and they're properly fixed in place as well. So there is different railing systems that would go on a corrugated roof than a slate or a tile roof. They're all kind of linked together anyway. So like there is 2 strings on this. This system here, you could shadow all the panels on the right hand side and the panels on the left will work, you know, 100%. But more importantly for the likes of the size of the roof, it looks like a dot up there. But we can only put that size of a system because it's single phase. If he wanted to go bigger, he'd need to be 3 phase, or he'd need to put in an application to the ESB through ourselves requesting that we want to put in more panels, which he is in the middle of doing. However, the ESB can reject that. But if we collect the data over a certain period of time from the inverter and the app that we have, we can put that proposal to the ESB saying that we need an additional 17 panels or 15 or 20 or whatever the case is, and put in a second system at that stage. Do you know what I mean?
And is there any reason he put it on the farm shed? Is this to power the house, or is it to power the farm, or why isn't it on the house?
The wife. A lot of people don't want one in the house, and I think because he had the access here and it's out of his way, there wasn't an issue. it was actually cheaper to put it here than it was in the house. The only thing that cost them extra was the communication. I think the communication here to get a company to come out was only costing 250 quid. But he has Wi-Fi all over this yard now. And be mindful, he is 80 metres away from here. And the system's working fine. And I can see it working fine. So if the communication was broke down between here and the house, I wouldn't be able to see this light. So I'm just going to explain the communication. So this is obviously the communication that's put in, linked from here to here. So there's a signal the far side of here that responds to this, that's connected to this dongle. This is actually going to come down into this, go into that, out onto the frequency aerial, and goes to the house. So that's a direct line, it's a point to point. That will give him an instant response. Okay, so that's quite good. About 250, 280 quid to get that installed. We don't do it. Okay. You have obviously the inverter, AC unit, AC and DC isolators, and then you have the battery here. So the battery is a 5.3 Weco battery. So they are a good strong battery, 10-year warranty on them. 70 kg in weight. So they are quite heavy. A lot of people go for smaller batteries, and the lithium ion is probably not the best in them. You can get batteries, batteries that are cheaper. I don't stock cheap materials, so they are quite good battery. I'm happy enough with them,
And this is the battery that stores the excess energy.
Yeah, so any energy that he's not using that would leak back to the grid. If this is it needs to be charged, or it's not fully charged at 5.3, it will dump it in here and fill the battery at all times. But be mindful that the battery is a buffer system as well. So if he's using more power and the house needs it and that's full, that will discharge into the house.